Hello. Endwalker. There's a lot happening in Elpis. We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about characters that we know already. But another important thing to remember is that all of the shit that we've been shown, all of the shit that we've been talking about this entire time, in some way relates to the final days and how to stop it. Or how it started. Right? So we can't just ignore what we're seeing, and we have to scrutinize. You know, this isn't just a vacation if you're a lorehead. This is information directly relating to the main plot. Well, obviously. Look, I'm trying to be mysterious. This is information directly relating to a solution or a cause. You know? And we definitely have to what are you? There's a little like beetle like walking across my desk. Hold on. Let me save this little guy. Okay, it was definitely some kind of minuscule beetle because it flew away. And now it's just, like, in my walls. Which I don't mind too much. So, let's get to the game. Hello. I'm ready to play, man. I'm ready to play. I don't know how long I'm gonna go. I do have a day off tomorrow, and... God, the story's good. I just want to do stuff in Endwalker, you know what I mean? So I think I'm just gonna go until I feel like it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We should be getting close to a trial, right? Because we don't get another dungeon normally till what, 89, right? How do expansions do it? Let's see. So okay, so 77. So okay, so there's gonna be a trial and a dungeon coming up soon, if they're keeping the same rhythm. I don't know what answer he's searching for. Hey, what's up, Sin? How you doing, man? I don't know what answer he's searching for, or if it is within our power to give it, but I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel, and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it. Travelers at the crossroads. 87! Oh, okay, hold on. So if this is the first 87 quest, I didn't even notice, we have to go do some role quests real quick. Or should I do them after this arc? I should probably do them after this arc, shouldn't I? I think this is the first level 87 quest. Yoshida did say to do them as they show up, but I think thematically it would make more sense if I stayed in the past, finished all that, and then like did them when I return to the future. So I'm gonna do that. Ithlodeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. Where to now? If there's anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist. Then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Hayes? Will you continue along with us? Sure, man, why not? Wonderful! Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis, and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Anagnorisis. Anagnorisis? Is that what that said? Hold on. Have I been saying it wrong the entire time? Anagnorisis. I've been saying Anagnorisis. Anagnorisis. I did get the writing map. Good news, right? So it's not going to be too slow traveling around this area until we unlock flying. But I did get the writing map. I did it at work today. So it was only 2 fates, and I think I did 1 extra just to like level up Gunbreaker a little bit. So again, the more I don't have to play tank in in high-end content, the better it is for my party members, not necessarily me. I'm still learning though. I'm still learning though. See, the goal is if you know, I unfortunately am tanking one of the hardest things introduced into this video game, but the goal is by the end of it to be a competent tank, to be a tank that can just kind of do content and flex, you know? And then the same with healer. I would like to heal Savage as well. At least learn how to. From here, we will follow the path northwards to Metonius. There we will find one of the Neos, which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. Oh my... What did that say? Why does that happen to me, man? I'm gonna get my lore. I'm gonna get my lore. Oh my god, it goes by so quick. It goes by so quick. Hold on. I might be able to pull it up on my PC and just frame by frame it. I'm gonna do that. Let me see. It goes by so quick. How's the picture on the stream, by the way? It's not rough, is it? It looks clear on my phone, but it looks kind of rough on the monitor. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna get my lore. I can frame by frame. He said, first-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need to use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Okay. It's good? Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks a little crusty on my monitor. I don't know if that's just because of the preview on the dashboard. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna set the quality back down. There we go. Alright. Shall we? And just like before, I'm gonna walk. I like this area. I wanna soak it in, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do like one of these. I'm not gonna like role play, but I just kind of want to enjoy the area, you know? The writing map isn't there for the writing map isn't there for the streams. It's only there for my own personal. No, I mean, like, if I'm going back and forth between areas I've already been to, I'll mount up, but I really like walking around this area, you know? I've said it before, but I feel like being that it's an MMO, I feel like we rush past a lot of the stuff that the developers create to level up and get to endgame faster, so I kinda just want to experience it. Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. It's his poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion. So don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration. We otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world. Huh. I didn't know that. Here we are. Notaneus? The Neus will take us to Calamilios Zephyros, the western island. So something to do with wind, maybe? That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we could soon admire the view from above. Oh my god, I can't wait. Well, this island is largely the same.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arrhaeus.
Arrhaeus, thank you for saying it out loud. Oh my god.
And what, pray tell, is that?
That's what I'd like to know. What the fuck? Look at it. It looks like a goddamn Pokemon.
That's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Eidolon.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Venar, that we should meet you
Venar.
here.
Venar.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down,
okay.
she carries on with her work. Venar is her name, and she is the previous Azim.
Whoa, that's a reveal.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Did she really just say you should smile more?
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future?
Damn. Oh, well, we can't deny it now.
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
The echo.
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
About as absurd as creating living beings from thin air, right?
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
We literally can.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
Exactly. There's nothing will change. We can just tell them. Finally, okay. Finally.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours.
What?
How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
Happily, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Wait, what on what, Sin? My bad, I haven't been looking.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, literally that is word for word verbatim what he said to us before sending us into the past. You cannot change it. Everything that you think you can do has already happened, and it will not change anything. Right? You got that too then. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I don't know why I'm trying to hide, or he's not me anymore. I don't know why he's trying to hide it so much. Just tell them. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I feel like they're trying to do like the typical time travel bullshit where it's like, I'm a traveler from the future with a perilous omen, but I can't tell anybody about it. All I can do is brood and stew and brood some more, right? Until finally, circumstance requires that I reveal it to everyone. It's like, bro, just tell them, hey, look, the world's gonna end, people are gonna turn into freakish beasts, and meteors are gonna rain from the sky. You're probably gonna turn into a goddess, and Zodiac is gonna be created. Like, just tell them. All of that will still happen the same way. Everything we think we're trying to maintain will have happened.
If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to, and quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Oh, you know what I just noticed? Her eyes. Remember, Minfilia and Reen had the same color eyes. There I thought you were a harmless stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of future this and changing history that can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. The future. Our future. I'm deathly curious to hear more. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. Isn't it crazy? Like, that stuff, like... Have you ever thought about that? Like... Just, like, what would it mean if time travel were to be a thing? Nothing could be changed. So even if time travel did exist, we'd never know. Right? I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Like, up until this point, if time travel exists, and has already happened, we would never know. Until the point where we actually know. Somebody could be time traveling, right? You know, somebody could be time traveling right now, and we just don't know. It's kind of crazy. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal, and the quick-fingered Aureus, right? Aureus, which made off with it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like to follow his ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you're hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor, just in case. Did I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Okay. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading to Poitin Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts. I know they just said it, and I've already forgotten how to pronounce it. What the fuck is this thing? Oh, look at this! So this is the, wow, okay, so this is the beast from the ranged, or... Was it ranged? No, I think it was physical DPS. The physical DPS role quest in Shadowbringers, there is no physical ranged. But yeah, this is the beast. Is it a smaller version? I think it's a smaller version. No, it might be the same size. But yeah, so you had to kill this like monster. And so part of the quest was that oh my god, Lek Reek, I think was her name, or something Reek. I don't remember the first naming conventions for their races, so it's a lot harder to remember names. But I think Reek Lek or something like that, But she was the warrior of light with the bow, and she started out as a hunter, and she was hunting one of these. Right? And it was like this crazy monster that was killing everybody that would try and find it and whatnot. She was hunting one of these, and I believe it was her partner or her that kind of ran in there and startled it and and like, she didn't die, obviously, but I think her partner ran in there and the thing killed her partner. Or I think she ran in there and then startled it, and then it killed her partner, or something like that. But it kind of bothered her for a while, and so she made it her life's goal to hunt it down and kill it. And you follow it through the thing. And along the way, she meets up with the party, the Warriors of Light. I think she's the last one to join. And, yeah. Yeah, there's a section where you finally kill this thing as her. And, yeah, sorry, I really like the role quests. A lot. I wish... I mean, I don't necessarily want to wish there's more stuff like that. But, because, you know, I feel like that stuff could be just MSQ, right? Like, lore like that. But I like having it be, like, a thing you earn. I don't know. I mean, I like lore being a reward, you know, maybe I'm weird, right? Considering how important those role quests were to Shadowbringers' plot, I feel like those could have been MSQ, but I do like the idea of the lore being a reward. So, I kind of want more stuff like that, you know? I really like the role quests. The Azems, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight personally, but they have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he bit down on a sour grape. The problem you present is vexing enough without adding the old Azem into the equation. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper. When she herself wields the hammer and chisel. Those bars. What lines? Oh, yeah, there they are. Damn. Damn. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid that Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in his wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. The crystal! Well done! Hold on. Hold on. That bastard beetle came back. I couldn't get it again. It's not a bastard beetle, it's just like I don't want it around my keyboard, man. The crystal, well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I've often been asked to do so. You too? Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. I wonder something. I wonder if everybody with the Echo are fragments of Azem. I guess it can't be. No, that can't be a thing. Right? I think she can just give her blessing to whoever she wants to. I think we specifically have the power of Azem. Yeah, okay, I thought about it. Yeah, never mind. That was a stupid theory. You too? Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys had lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. But I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or a new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Same. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way one thing leads to another. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return the stolen property. If you will go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Okay. Melanip? I always feel much better after taking a short respite to converse and debate with my associates. I consider it essential to exchange ideas with my colleagues regarding my observation work. Without such external stimulation, one has a tendency to lose the forest for the trees, so to speak. I'll say that again. Ah. Pardon. I like this area. Is this the Aetheryte over here? Oh, this area is pretty. Wow. Are those the Eureka fairies? They are, but I don't remember if this is the color of the Hydatos one, because this one was a Nemos, right? I don't remember if this one was for Pagos or Hydatos, and this is the Pyros one. I'm a taxonomist, an artist in the medium of names. It is my job to adorn the flora and fauna of Aetheris, such as these creatures you see here, with names befitting their natural beauty. Okay, can't wait to do your side quest that I know you're 100% gonna have. Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. You needn't be nervous around Vana. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. White robes, fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary, Elidibus, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. Interesting. Interesting that Findania would wear white. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. Does Findania wear white? I'm pretty sure he does, right? Am I tripping? Answers.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Okay. This does not matter. It does not concern us. Right? Because we technically want the shards to stay apart, right? I don't think telling them that that's what happened to us is really gonna... This is more for their benefit than anything else. This, to me, is like, okay, wow, that sucks. You're looking for a way out? I'm gonna say this one because I feel like we're trying to do everything in our power to not leave the star. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say this one. We are being forced to flee the star, but we're not trying to. We're trying to see if we can stay. So I'm gonna say this one.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
think I understand why Hayes didn't want to tell him.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return.
He wanted us to see Hermes.
By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Here we go.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Fair, but like, what's gonna happen? So what? I'm gonna fade out of existence? That's not how it works.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk, wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
I just want to say before I choose my answer, every time I see Vanna's face, I don't know if it's the eye color in contrast with their eyelashes or whatever, but all of her facial expressions look like Lenny faces. Like, am I tripping? Okay. Now it's giving me two answers that I want to say. Hermes and Meteon are somehow involved. However, the reason why I think they're involved is because of Dynamis. So I'm going to say Dynamis. I'm going to say Dynamis is why they're involved, or Dynamis is the key to all of this. But I also want to say this one, because I do think it's specifically them. I don't think it's just Dynamis in general. I think it's specifically tied to these two. But I'm going to say Dynamis.
Ah, yes. The energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes. I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Oh yeah.
Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Shall we begin our investigations then? I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon. I have a good idea of where we might begin. Aw, shit, side quests. It's not a lot, actually. Only a few. Let's do Vanna's quest first. Oh man, I said I'd go as long as possible. I'm already yawning. See you, the woman standing in front of yonder building. Her name is Mene. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she could provide us with some insights. Go and ask her your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I'll leave the choice of topic up to you. Questions? For me? I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Yes. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. Certainly, Mistress Spina. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What are Hermes' interests? What makes him happy? His interests? Well, he is an authority on flying life forms and has expansive knowledge of living creatures in general. Is that what you wish to know? How would you describe him as a person, as a colleague? Okay, I guess we're supposed to ask the... He is a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? Do you know of Meteon's abilities? It's no secret that she is a highly unusual familiar. Of late, the chief often makes his rounds with her, like a mother hen raising her chick. I understand that she is able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you trust him? I beg your pardon? I've known Chief Hermes for many years. Though I cannot say we are close, he has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that is what you mean? Ah, shit, I answered wrong. I'm sorry. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Meteon? That would be Timaeus. He has a similar experience with flying concepts and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. I'm usually good about those questions. Or dialogue options. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Can't speak. Look, does she not look like a Lenny face? Am I crazy? Come, Hayes. I think we've taken enough of Ismene's time. Our investigation is off to a fine start. Wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers, if you could track down the colleague Ismene mentioned. I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation. You seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with this Timaeus. Now they're gonna roast me for it. Jake from State Farm. Yes, I'm Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. So, what is it you wish to speak about? See, now I'm self-conscious about it. Now I'm self-conscious. I mean, let's start. You know, is it true you're an expert on flying creations? A fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, settle in and we can discuss the finer parts of this fascinating craft. My deep and abiding love of avian art. Oh, shit. We're supposed to be concise, aren't we? Damn it. My deep and abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was but a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of a glorious golden-feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed to one day surpass that masterpiece. And And thus did I secure an observer's role here in Elpis, and at last realize my childhood ambition. Here the dreams I once dreamed are an everyday reality in which I find fulfillment through the research and creation of new flying life forms. An abridged recounting of events, as was doubtless your disappointment. Is there any specific part you would like me to expound upon? Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the chief creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Oh. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view. Others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else, oh my god, above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. I can't speak today. Why not mimic his process? What? You mean plagiarize? Nope. Nope. I'm save scumming. I'm save scumming. I want lore. I want lore. I'm save scumming. Oh my god, man. I really don't want to sit through all that. There we go. I think I might just be too, like, winded from work to like sit there and have characters ramble about nothing important. Look, you might say side quests. That's important to me. But a character basically just going on about like what sandwich they ate for breakfast yesterday in an effort to punish me for answering the wrong choice. I'm good. I'm good on that. So all right, buddy. Yep. Chief Hermes' work, a worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar, yep. So, Hermes can create creatures that fly through space, not necessarily like fly using wind either. Eon 2 is a marvel then. My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Meteon as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Meteon's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekes? Dynamis and Entelekes? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? Properties of one or the other. It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? And why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you saw my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now I really must return to my observations. Oh shit, what did he say? Do you have your own tasks to attend to? Okay. I do have my own tasks to attend to. Back to live. There we go. Alright, Vana, I'm coming. The what? Hello, Arato. Heracles. God, Elpis is so beautiful. Back already? That was quick work. You're obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling, as many mentioned. So, have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Medion's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as his personal project, and could provide no details beyond those which he just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Alright, let me... We're gonna do these side quests, and I'm gonna do them on Gunbreaker. It's about to level up. Home Observer's colleague has been gone too long. May I ask a favor? A colleague of mine from the Thalassai is overdue to make his report, and I need someone to give him a gentle nudge. He's currently over at Rumination's Ramble, observing some life forms newly hatched from one of our creations, but I'm afraid I'll skew the data if I show up and startle him. A familiar like you, however, should cause much less of a disruption. Would you be so kind? Oh, you know what I just thought about? I wonder if that's why we look like Azem. Or Azem, right? I mean, they specifically say that our ether looks like his, though. Not like Vanaz. I was wondering if the Blessing of Light kind of just makes you look like an Azem. Would you assist me, familiar? As I'm sure you are aware, the floating islands of Elpis were created to provide suitable habitats for our various creations. In order to maintain their respective environments, however, surveyors such as myself must make regular assessments of their ethereal composition. To that end, I was planning to take samples from the Melanian habitat with my partner, but it seems he had an urgent engagement. Something about an unscheduled meeting with a member of the Convocation of 14. Though I am now faced with handling this rather grueling task alone, waiting until he returns is simply not an option. As I said, it's important to gather data at regular, specific intervals. And thus am I requesting your help. So what say you? Would you be willing to accompany me in place of my partner? Many thanks. I'll be sure to reward you for your efforts. Right, let's hurry along then. We need to make our way to the south. The dirty south? You're familiar, aren't you? Perfect timing. A pair of researchers are scheduled to arrive today from Emirat, and I need you to collect their concepts from them. We've completed assessments for their creations, you see, and must make preparations to officially register their designs with the Bureau of the Architect. Please make sure to also ask for any provisional names they might have for their works. You're familiar, aren't you? Have you any prowess in battle? A little bit. Good. I could use your help with something. See, I was asked to assess a one-eyed giant created as a facility guard, and so pitted against a lotus to test its fighting skills. Not only did the giant fall to a single blow, damn, the lotus went into a frenzy and escaped. In my opinion, compact familiars like you are far more effective than these overly large brutes, and this is my chance to prove it. Do you think you can handle a runaway combatant? Of course, you'll be well rewarded for your efforts. Our experiment was conducted to the east, so that's as good a place as any to start looking for the lotus. I just thought of something, right? Remember, we were made, like, larger by Emetzelk, Imagine how big these fucking trees are. Just think about how big these trees are, and like these rock formations and shit. Like, we come up to about, like, what, knee-high, right? Just over knee-high, maybe? Now imagine how big this would be if we were normal-sized. It's kind of nuts when you think about it. There you are. Perfect timing, familiar. I have a favor to ask of you. It's my job to name the creations brought to us, but I can't seem to decide on one for this particular concept. Maybe because I'm the one who designed it. It's a species of plant which I intended as a gift for my love. A clear conflict of interest, unfortunately. My names are always fair and logical and perfectly suited to the creation, but this time I'm not so sure. I do have a name for it, but what if it's not suitable? What if it's too personal? I thought of discussing the matter with my associates, but my dilemma is far too embarrassing. Would you ask if they think the name is appropriate in my stead? Don't worry, I wouldn't expect you to work without recompense. This is the creation, a yellow pansy, and the name I have in mind is Mythos. Okay, yeah, I'll ask. Don't worry, man, you're not the pansy, just the flower. You can name it whatever you want, it's yours. Can I help you? Of course, you wish to collect my concept. It's this creature I have with me. It doesn't have a proper name, as such. From what I hear, the observers have been calling it Nodo 642, but not to the island it resided on. Right, well, I'll trust you to put this in Meliagros's hands. Meliagros's hands. Yes? What is it? My, what a pretty flower. And you said it was called Mythos. A fine name. Many flowers are named with a special feeling in mind, so going by what you've told me, this one is in good company. Okay, that was easy. Familiar. Do you need something? A flower? It's beautiful, and it smells so lovely. Is it for me? Oh, you just want to know if the name is suitable, do you? Have you tried asking at Tysis Hyperborea? No one knows as much about naming as them. Here's a guidebook on the subject. Take it with you and let your master decide what to do from there. Guidebook? Can I read it? No. And who might you be? What are you? Ah, you're here for my concept. Well, here it is in the flesh. I call it the stone mole. It secretes a fluid that eats through solid rock, giving it the ability to burrow into even the hardest terrain. It can also toughen its skin by ingesting the rock it has liquefied. Based upon those traits, I humbly request that it be given a good, strong name. Like Stone Mole. Steve Austin. How many quests do we have? There wasn't a lot. I think it was only, yeah, 5. So I'm gonna head over here and do this one. God, I can't wait to start fishing and shit in this area. Gathering. Oh, hello. The rocks in this area contain ores that can tell us about the environmental ether. We'll have to break them apart with destructive magics to collect the necessary samples. You may find that difficult with your inherent limitations, but I have a little something to help with that. Here, use this concept crystal to shatter an outcrop of rock, then bring any ore fragments back to me. Start in the east if you would. I'll start working elsewhere and we can meet back here. Oh, east. Just like a stomping. Oh. That part of the song right there specifically reminds me of a song I've heard on VR chat. It's the world I used for my home. It's like a penthouse deal. And I used to, back when I was like actively playing VR, I used to kind of, so in VR chat I refuse to do public worlds now because I've had experiences that I probably shouldn't say on stream, but not okay. Well, I guess I'll make it less ambiguous. I have been called a slur on VR chat, and you know, I would rather just not deal with the wackiness that comes with playing public worlds, because I feel like for whatever reason the internet is already anonymous, right? You can be whoever you want on the internet. This is about to be a rant on VR chat. You can be whoever you want on the internet, but then suddenly in VR chat, you can be whoever you want on the internet, and you can also look and act like separate from yourself. Like you can play a character and have it be more tangible than just trying to be someone you're not with text. And I think it gives people a lot of confidence to do things that they wouldn't normally do, even if it was just text. Because, you know, hey, you know, it's not me, it's who I want to be. You know, it's somebody deep down, but it's not really them. But I was with a friend in a public world, and it was a minigame world, and somebody walked up to me with a suit of white armor with Slur Slayer on it, and yeah, I was like, hey, you know I'm black, right? This is pretty awkward. And he was like, well, it's a good thing I'm here then. And then walked off. Now, all in all, the situation is kind of hilarious to me, but not hilarious in the fact that, like, you know, people are getting away with calling, you know, people slurs, but it's hilarious in the fact that people are still willing to do that. And stuff like that doesn't really bother me, because, like, we already won, man. But anyway, I would just rather not deal with any of the wackiness that comes with getting, you know, stuffing a bunch of anonymous yet confident people all in the same room. You know? So I typically play in private worlds, or specifically with friends. And so a lot of the time I'll go on VR chat solo, and I'll use it as kind of like a mental escape. And I haven't done it in a while because I haven't played VR in a while, but I would use it as kind of like a mental escape. And my home is this like penthouse thing that has like rain beating on the windows, and you can like load up YouTube videos. And I would just like boot it up and kind of lay down and just like trick my brain into thinking it's in another environment, you know what I mean? Just for a little bit, to kind of like give my brain a break from dealing with all of this shit that happens in my life. But anyway, I said all that to say, there's a part of the song that reminds me of the default song that plays in that world. And it's really striking to me, and I can't like ignore it. I'll point it down again when it comes around. How did you fare? Excellent. This should give me all the information I need. Let's head back, shall we? I really need to get back in VR, honestly. There's some games on there that are like really good. Not all of them, of course, but there's some bangers there that I own that I'm just not playing right now because I just don't want to go through the hassle of setting it up and repairing my controllers. A familiar, can I help you with something? Oh, time to head back, is it? I was so enraptured with watching the young ones frolic that I lost track of time. Come, come, everyone. We really must be going. Russell. Yeah, and they said, fuck you. Still want to play, do you? I guess we shall have to appeal to your bellies, then. Would you like to try feeding them? They become much more compliant after eating some of these treats, and they're so adorable when they nibble. Oh, damn, there's a bunch. There's only 3. Oh, they're little, nunkas. Come on, 72. Oh, the whole concept is 72. So this is probably the 72nd iteration of this species. Interesting. Why are you standing like that? You hungry? Isn't it fun watching them romp around? And they really seem to like you. Do you work with young ones often? These babies are aquatic creatures by nature, but we're modifying them to adapt to life on land. They mostly eat marine insects and shellfish, and some of the larger carnivores feed off of them in turn. They also carry their eggs on their backs until they're ready to hatch. Fascinating, aren't they? Oh, but that's not why you're here, is it? I really must head back. Cool. Ninki Nanka origin story. What the fuck is happening here? What the hell is this thing? Actually, isn't there... so there's something like this in Eureka. If I'm not mistaken. There it is. It would seem the escaped lotus came back of its own accord. They usually feed off their foes to revitalize themselves, and I imagine it hungers after running amok like that. I'll take care of the situation here. The lotus is all yours. Alright. Run my fade then. There we go. Certainly made quick work of that lotus. I'm not on my game today, man. I am not on my game today. With these dialogue boxes. I had a feeling I could count on you. As for the giant, it's far too heavy for us to move. I'll arrange for some broadback creations to haul it away after we return to Oitin Oikos. There we go. I got it. Alright. Let's return to Oitin Oikos. That wasn't too bad. Only 5 side quests. Alright, let's get the lore. You brought the concepts I asked for. Very good. And did you ask for the provisional names? The Stone Mole and Noto 642. And the mole's creator requested that I have a powerful sounding name? Some researchers do become quite attached to their creations, don't they? It may seem inconsequential, but the appropriate naming of concepts is of the utmost importance. Allow me to explain. Once it has been determined that a creation is beneficial to the star, we can proceed with registering the creator's design with the Bureau of the Architect. First, however, the approved concepts must receive their official names. As a taxonomist, it is my task to bestow them. When naming, one must strive for elegance and simplicity, all the while taking care to adhere to existing conventions and avoid repetition. The more creations we name, the more difficult it becomes to maintain this high standard. It is a demanding job, to be certain, but one of which I am proud to do so. For as long as this purpose guides me, I will fill this world with the most marvelous... appellations I can imagine. Please, take this in exchange for completing your errand. Die I'll never use. I don't have any reason to die stuff yet. Once I start working on my apartment again, maybe I'll have stuff reason to die. But I have no reason to die anything just now, or just yet. As I suspected, a smaller, more agile concept has far more facility for adapting to combat situations. Thank you for proving my theory. I'll be sure to keep your performance in mind the next time I design a familiar. Your reward, as promised. You're gonna make more of me? This is a hunt train? How did it go? What did everyone think of the name? I see. Well, that is good to know. I won't be needing this guidebook, of course, as I can't very well ask myself for my thoughts. Or perhaps I should. It wouldn't hurt to have some confidence in the work I do, after all. As I created this flower, I thought of my beloved, an artist, and the stories she seeks to tell through her plays. My hope is that, much like a myth or legend, her work is told and retold down through the ages. Hence, mythos. I've decided. I'll keep the name and submit it to the Bureau of the Architect. Thank you for your help. There you go. I support it. Thank you. Without your aid, I wouldn't have been able to properly observe how the introduction of Melanoi has affected their habitat's ether. It's important to keep careful track of the environment here to make any necessary adjustments. The terrain, the flora, everything that makes up the habitat must be meticulously controlled to fit each subject under observation. Though I applaud my partner's enthusiasm for learning at the foot of a convocation member, we cannot neglect these fundamental, albeit tedious, facets of our work. Fair, yeah. Woo! Let's go! Cartridge Charge 2. Powder gauge expanded. When learning the trait Cartridge Charge 2, a third cartridge can be stored in the powder gauge. Okay. So does Bloodfest give me 3? Wow, it gives me 3 now. That's kind of disgusting. So what does that mean for our opener? So I'm just gonna press buttons. So bop 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 bop. Oops. Bop 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 bop. You can't, like, I wish I could like mime out, or I could show on screen what buttons I'm pressing, but basically like bop bop bop, or it'd be bop 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 bop, X X bop 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 bop, and then bop 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 bop. Okay, it doesn't change at all. It literally does not change at all. You just get an extra button that you can press. I wonder how that aligns with our GCD though. And even while doing this, I could probably do like bop bop bop, right? Bop bop bop, and then bop bop, and then, you know, start doing the rest of my stuff. If he hadn't been sent to fetch me, I might have been out there for days. In any case, it's only a matter of time before our creations are approved for release into the wild. I wonder what name they'll receive. Thank you for all your help today. Here, as thanks. Fuck, is this a fate? I kinda wanna help. But I also want my lore. What's the next move that we get for a Gunbreaker? Or rather, the last move? Double down. Delivers an attack to all nearby enemies with a potency of 1200 for the first, and 15% less for all remaining enemies. That's a big fucking hit. Two cartridges. I'm trying to think of... So 2 cartridges. Right? So it'd be like... 1, 2, 3, buff, dot, dot, dash, button, button, dash, button, button. Oh, but this is an instant. So for 2 cartridges, well, I wouldn't have 2 at this point, right? So button, button, dot dot dash, button button dash, button button cancel, button button 3 charges, then double down, then bot bot, probably, and then I have to make sure I always do double down and put it on cooldown. So then I would do bop bop bop, bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop, and then this should be up. So then I would do bop bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop. Oh no, I have to make sure double down is off. Okay, so it'd be like bop bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop, and then this should be off cooldown. So then I would do bop bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop bop, bop bop, and then wow. Waste my 2 charges, and then that should repeat it. I think. I don't know, I'm just theory crafting. I'm gonna have to hit a dummy or something. I'm gonna have to hit a dummy. Oh, do I have chests? Those quests give me chests? No? Okay, never mind. But now I was musing over your recent findings. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, and the Endwalkers which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth. Except for Hermes, it seems. Thus I am inclined to stay our current course, and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you could tell me about Medion, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? She and her sisters were created to journey to the stars in search for intelligent life. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now traveled the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you touched upon a vital clue. One we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripetia Crystalline. Not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. So what I feel like what's happening here, I feel like this is for the people that haven't been catching on, and it's like, okay, let's break it down for you now. Let's break down all the information that you've been told, and make you understand what we just told you for the past, like, 5 hours. So everybody's caught up when all the crazy shit starts happening. This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripetia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lessons short and see what those 2 archivists have to share. If you can find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Interesting. That's pretty, it's pretty interesting technology, don't you think? A small building with a much larger interior that Heidelin knows all about. Apparently, Heidelin resides at the center of the Dravanian, is it hinterlands? Shit. Hold on. Hold on. Where's Dravania? Where the fuck is Dravania? It should be up here, right? What? Am I stupid? Oh, I see. Right, okay. It says we're in the first, so I can't actually... Oh, there we go, the source. There we go, okay. Dravania. There we go. I have a quest here? Dream fulfilled. What is this quest? An Idleshire? Oh, it's a relic weapon. Okay. it's literally there on the right. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, Dravania. Dravanian what? Should be Idleshire's over here. Dravanian hinterlands. Okay, there we go. Alright. Sorry. But yeah, they said they were digging in the Dravanian hinterlands, right, with the Charlayan party, or the people from Charlayan, and they found, like, Hydaelyn herself. It's kind of interesting that Hydaelyn, at the core, would also be near a building that has the same properties as the buildings here, which store a lot of knowledge. Just like the ones over there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? Chief Overseer's personal research project? And by that I assume you mean Medion? Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher tailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Medion appeared. Only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Galeen is my partner, and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Medion to Heavensward. Sending Medion heavensward, a host of them. For several days, she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Alright, here comes Lennyface. Mistress Vana! I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray, do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with the retelling of this site which so delighted your Galeen? Of course. Or you could hear it from her lips directly, if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasios Thalassai. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. Oh my god, that place looks so beautiful. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zem? And what would help us be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much endearing passion as you. Aye, I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? I'm sorry, I can't speak anymore. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That will be most helpful. Thank you. The other archivist said not that we hadn't already heard, but the story of Galeen sounds promising. Yeah. I've opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway and you will find yourself at the entrance to Metabasios Thalassai. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I'm sure. Oh my god, we actually get to be on top of it? Oh, I thought it was gonna be the whole thing. Alright, okay, never mind. Tower ahead is still part of Peripeteia Crystalline. We will need to ask for passage through to the upper tier. Mistress Vana, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Oh, maybe. This is my favorite area in the game. I think. I think it's official now. The Thalassai is here. That door leads into the Thalassai, but perhaps you can trouble this person for assistance with finding Galeen. Mistress Vana, I was not told to expect... We would have prepared an official welcome. Where's, Hold on. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic a little bit. Okay. Please, there is no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. But should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she's ready to receive us. I'm trying to, like, move things around my desk while looking at the game at the same time.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place? Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
Portia Font! I love how, after all this time, the game never forgets about Horsefont, man.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done.
Did you create creation magic?
A passion swelled within me. An epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without. Immense, yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating. How keenly aware I became of creation's fragility. Built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately. To hear its voice.
Hear.
Feel its breath.
Feel.
I ventured forth on a journey that very day. So very long ago now.
No think?
Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new. And so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness.
Excuse me, we're having a moment.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
And we are still having it, if you can excuse yourself.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Matea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
So another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others. This suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. See, I'm calling it. I think it's the latter. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. I'm telling y'all, they're putting it right in your face. It's easy to piece this together. It's just, what is the picture, you know? What is the picture? God, this shit looks sick as fuck. That is actually really cool. I want to see the whole set together. I'm gonna have to look it up. Unable to... What? What do you mean? Am I too far away? Fine. Worthy of his back. Oh, should I? No, I should do the side quest first. I'm actually going to switch to, well, Gunbreaker to glam this helm. And then I'm gonna switch to Bard. Since Bard could use the XP to get to level 88. So. Okay. Hello? Oh, there's nothing in the helmet slot. Okay, so I have to do this first. Then do that. There we go. Yeah, let's do Bard. No, get in uniform. What a sight! What a sight! An Ampelo sneezed and sent tufts of cloud mellow flying every which way. While highly amusing, I'll never be able to gather them all up alone. Unless you're willing to lend a hand. I feel like I read that entire dude's dialogue wrong. Thank you so much. Let's split up and start looking for them. Be on the lookout for fluffy white plants floating around Poitin Oikos, and bring any you find back here. I read that dude's entire dialogue wrong. I'm sorry, dude. There's one. Also took out the objective, right? Aren't you a sweet-looking familiar? Tell me, to whom do you belong? Oh, you're a Zems, are you? He is a goodly sort, wouldn't you say? Always appearing in times of trouble to extend a hand to those in need. Given that I am one such, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I borrowed you, for a bit. A lengthy debate was held in Tysus Hyperborea regarding the evaluation of creations. Meticulous minutes were taken during said forum, which I would like you to fetch for me. Oh, meticulous minutes were taken during said forum, which I would like you to fetch for me. A dear friend in Amarot asked for them, you see, and I plain forgot all about it. Now, if you would be so kind. I will send word to the scrivener in charge and ask them to await your coming in front of... Oh my goodness gracious, man. What is wrong with me? I will send word to the scrivener in charge and ask them to await your coming in front of Peripetia Crystalline, where the documents are being held. Once you have the notes, return to me here. This entire area has just been, like, fucking me up. Oh dear, I'm starting to worry some. It's my colleagues, you see. We heard this horrid screech from a Milanian, and we went rushing off to check what all the fuss was about. I was thinking of following after him, but well, just look at me. You, however, appear well versed in combat and all such sanguinary escapades. Perhaps you might see if aught is amiss and ensure my coworker hasn't come to any harm. It's very kind of you to agree to such a request. Last I saw of him, he was racing for the southern end of Zephyros. Do promise to hurry. I'm half afraid he's wound up on the wrong side of some nasty fiend's fangs. Alright, there's some over there. There's a Sabbatender. A name. A name. I need a name for it. One that will stand the test of time as it passes through generation after generation. When you break it down, what's in a name, really? Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. You're a familiar, I take it. Very good, but who's, I wonder? Well, that's not important right now. You've ears enough to listen to my plight. I'm tasked with a job of great import. Nomenclature. Currently, I find myself facing down a sort of creative blockage in regard to this fellow's name. This is a creature who has not only survived the vicious wilds of the Hungry Gardens, but has thrived in them thanks to its ossified spines. Thus it deserves a name befitting its rugged tenacity. Despite its singularly unique physical properties, its creator never bothered to refer to it as anything besides its designation, Euros 310. I cannot abide so uninspired a name for a creation as remarkable as this. But therein lies the rub. For all its captivating qualities, I've yet to hit upon a captivating name. I was just on my way to take a turn about the grounds to simulate the creative juices, so to speak, but seeing you, I realized two heads may be better than one. So what do you say? Would you care to join me on my walk? Excellent! You, my quick-witted familiar friend, will be a boon indeed to my imagination. Let's say we take a quiet moment to cogitate beneath that large tree to the south of here. Alright. Can I go inside? No? There you are. hope she's alright. I want to go after her, but what if she comes back while I'm away? You must be a familiar. Can you help me deliver a message? I have an associate who works much too hard, and I want to tell her to take a break and join me for a nice, relaxing meal. I said another familiar already, but it's failed to return. As an experimental entity, it is too simple to handle more than one order at a time, so it might be stuck attempting to fulfill my request. Would you mind checking on them both for me? I can give you a little something if you want to help out. Wonderful. One of my associates is probably out dozing off somewhere around the trees to the north. This wouldn't happen if she get a good night's rest for once. Yeah, I know, right? I might need to give her a poke to wake her up. You're familiar, aren't you? Then perhaps you might be able to help me. I received an appeal for assistance from a colleague of mine, but I'm up to my eyeballs in work as it is. Might you step in where I cannot? Your benevolence does you credit. The researcher I spoke of has striking red hair. Did I hear a Yoshi? Oh! Alright, somebody's mining. I was like, I heard a fucking Yoshi over there. The researcher I spoke of has striking red hair and is likely lingering on the south side of Zephyros. Alright. I guess we'll go south first. Is not the sun-dappled forest floor a stunning sight? Is not the breeze so bracing as to lift the spirits? Is not the The what? Did you say to me?
Susurration.
Susurration. So, is not the susurrus of the Melanoid's whiskers so pleasant as to induce great thoughts? Surely, with all the inspiration that surrounds us, you have been stirred into contemplation too. Tell me, what is it you now focus so squarely upon? The innumerable tasks. The innumerable tasks that sit waiting to be done. So even familiars have their fair share of woes. Might I suggest you take this moment to relax then? Simply let the winds wash over you. The rustle of the leaves play in your ears and just think. There's the think. I knew it was missing in the cutscene. For a time, all you can hear is the breeze, like the calming whisper in your ears. All of a sudden, a groan invades your peace of mind. Created to survive in extreme weather conditions, whose adaptability is second to none. What would be a name suitable for such a creature? Cactuar! Even though this is a Sabatender, but Cactuar, you know, because, you know, yeah. I can practically feel genius on the tip of my tongue, and yet, nothing comes. Oh, bother, this won't do. How will it? I hate to ask, but would you... Oh, wait, no, it literally is it. It's in the Cactuar pose. I think that is a Cactuar. I hate to ask, but would you accompany me a while longer? Come, let's away to a westerly waterfall. I don't know, are Sabatenders Cactuars? Like, because I'm pretty sure this is the only game where I've seen them called Sabatender. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure... I was under the impression they were two different things in 14. Oh, you're familiar, aren't you? One sent by Glefira, no doubt. Well, thank goodness you're here. I confess I'm still in somewhat of a haze. Oh, I confess I'm still in somewhat of a daze. I guess I'm too much of the main character, or I think I am. But with you here, I at least feel safe enough to stop and catch my breath. Something came over the specimen I was examining, though I'm not sure entirely what. I'd never seen it behave so erratically before. At any rate, it managed to slip my grasp and escape. I tried to chase after it, but I'm not half so fleet-footed. To complicate matters, the thing has very nervous temperament and will flee if anyone so much as approaches it. I considered imbuing some sort of sleeping spell into a dart which one might shoot from a height, but who has such impeccable aim? Not I, to be sure. Do you? Well, I am a bard at the moment. You do? I admit that proposal was made somewhat in jest, but this works out perfectly. So it's settled. You shall put our skittish beast to bed. You got it, man. Find yourself a vantage point from a rise southeast of here, and with this blow dart, bring the frenzied fiend under control again. Me? Oh, I will stay here and take a moment to collect myself. Alright. I'm gonna do all the southern objectives like I said. Oh, those guys. Those are the guys from Eureka. If I'm not mistaken, aren't these guys in Tactics Advanced too? Hold on. I think they're in Tactics Advance. Let me double check. Tactics Advance Rabbit. Tactics Advance A2 was it? Tactics A2 Rabbit. I might be tripping, I guess. The stupid bunny quest. Okay, maybe I'm not tripping. Tactics A2 bunny quest. That is them. That's literally them. Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah, that was a that was a deep cut memory. Holy shit. Where is it? There we go. Where picture? Where picture? Hello? Oh, is it just like gigantic? It might just be gigantic. Alright, well, I want to show it. I don't know, I thought it would just load. Let me try, There we go. I wish I knew how to zoom in. But I mean, like, right? That's literally it. That was a deep memory. A very deep memory. Oh shit, right. I should have demounted. You alright? Squeak squeak. That was was much too close for my liking. Your timing was truly immaculate. I was quite trapped and would have been gobbled up if not for your timely interference. It was the agitated cries of the Millennian which brought me here. When I arrived to see what inspired such howling, I discovered this fellow being set upon by that raging creature. I didn't hesitate to insert myself into the fray, of course. I should be fine, but it's the familiar for whom I'm most concerned. Can you make sure it's unharmed? Squeak! The familiar appears free of any injuries, scrapes, or bruises, and had left behind a dazzling carrot, as if to say thank you. Look over the carrot to the long-haired observer. I mean, this long-haired observer, right here. A relief to know they are not too severely injured. My, what's that? What is that? A root vegetable with such an uncommon luster that one might think, oh, that's not edible. Not only is it safe for consumption, but it imparts joy to those who have partaken of it. You say the creature left it behind. Striking color for a carrot, wouldn't you say? Perhaps this was its way of showing its gratitude. What a thoughtful creature. And one I've never seen before. Whose familiar could it be, I wonder? I'll perform an investigation upon my return. Now then, shall we head back to Puerto Noikos? I'm in a rather sorry state and would like to get cleaned up as soon as possible. Come on, you cowards. Let me up. Yes! Alright. Is that the rampaging creature? Oh my god. It's a tiny little elephant. It's hardly a rampage, my man. Aw, look at it. It like tucked its head in its arms. Yeah, it's knocked out. Alright. How dexterous you must be to hit a moving target with so small an object. Most impressive. Well, allow me to take that dozing specimen off your hands. Watching it rest its eyes, you might be convinced that this creature is placid and well-behaved. You would be wrong, and frankly, you should know better. Why, what a precious sight our little beast makes when it's not running amok. A shame it can't be this adorable all the time. This was, in fact, one amateur creator's answer to the walking shark that recently gained approval. A somewhat hasty and ill-advised attempt, if you ask me. Credit where credit is due, though. The specimen is bipedal, despite its base being that of a quadrupedal beast. Its predilection for being an excitable nuisance, however, means it cannot be of any real use to our star. What it needs is a healthy dose of intellect. I will write a report stating as much. While I do that, return to the Glyphera and tell her of the assistance he rendered. Oh, and offer her my gratitude, too. Would you? That was the origin story for the, Matanga. That was the Matanga origin story, wow. So that's how they really were created. I guess they were like half right? Like, you know, they were just like regular animals, and then their story said they switched heads, but what actually happened was, you know, one of the creators was just like, hey, you know, what if we gave this thing 2 legs? Or made it walk on 2 legs? Alright, you bastard. I'll fight. Yeah, let's go. Listen close. Can you hear it? A waterfall whose stream is at once ferocious and tender. Whose spray kisses its surroundings in an affectionate... What am I hearing on my left? Just beasts getting murdered. In an affectionate pitter-patter. Inspiring indeed. And like to give rise to brilliance. Yes, there is no place more perfect for the cogitation of this creature's name. Come, stand with me and let us think on it. I'm glad you are, buddy. Euros 310's beady eyes appear to scan its surroundings. It is a creature that bears a strong resemblance to a plant, so perhaps Planticus? It's also a deal similar to a succulent. Aha! I've got it. Succulum. Oh, goodness gracious, no, that's just foul. I am afraid I am quite at a loss for names beyond the paltry few I've offered. Perhaps you could provide a fresh perspective. What is it you find most endearing about this creation? Its sleek green skin? Like a cactus? Oh, that did the trick! Your astute observational skills have stirred my imagination, for I have come up with a very worthy name. I must return to Poitin Oikos at once, and ensure that no other creation shares this nomenclature. You will not be too far behind, yes? You are due a suitable gift for the help you provided after all. Okay. I should jump in that fate, but I already have the writing map. I'm not like in a hurry. I kind of want to do as much story as possible. So you're the familiar then. Very good. Here are the records of the forum. Careful now. It's a sizable stack of volumes. Try not to drop any on your way back. Okay. Look at me carrying these fucking books. And try not to get hit on my way back, as if I would. Look at that, we're taking shortcuts and everything. Did that count? I hope that didn't count. Just gotta get up there. Alright, visitor. Here are your books. These are the documents I requested. My word, they must have been terribly heavy. Well, now they're your problem. The friend I spoke of is involved in the operation of Anamnesis Enitor. Oh, wow. A facility which houses myriad concepts, cogitations, and ideas. He felt that certain procedures, especially the ones concerning living creations, were lacking in information. Thus he sought detailed records that he might fill in the blanks, so to speak. I believe you're owed a little reward for your help. I'll think over what to offer you while I pack my belongings for the journey ahead of me. Come see me at the entrance to Point Noikos. I'm sure I'll have made up my mind by then. Okay. And let's grab the last quest up here. Finish that up, then turn them all in at once. I think this is the ice one. The observer is fast asleep. Ah, okay. Just poke. How long was I asleep? Epipharon sent you. Just to invite me to eat? Why send a familiar for something so trivial? Although, come to think of it, I could use a meal. Please let him know I'll be along soon. Wait, are you a familiar as well? I thought you were one of us for a moment. Anyway, thank you for waking me. I suppose we'll be eating at our usual place. A nice cup of tea to start with sounds lovely. Well, do you not also need to report to Epipharon? Epipharon? Alright. How very good it is to see you again. My friend, the one whom you plucked from the jaws of death itself, is seeking treatment for his wounds as we speak. I heard the entire tale. Our rabbit familiar was on the scene. Mistress Vana was said to be researching one such familiar, or that's the story anyway. Perhaps the one you came across is related to all that business. Wow, interesting. Well, regardless of its origins, it sounded like a rather polite creature, as I was told it left behind a sort of gift. Yet I shan't be outdone by a bunny, charming though it surely is. Here you are, a present. There's nothing special, but I hope it proves as scrumptious as a carrot over our mysterious familiar bestowed upon you and my colleague. Ah, okay. So the tactics bunnies are actually the primordial forms of the Loborits. I think that's what we're supposed to get there. It said Vanaz is researching them, and as we know, Hydaelyn created the Loborits to kind of or I guess she was researching those before they needed to become like the escorts of an entire race. And then probably converted her research when she learned of the final days from us and turned them into Loporits to man the Ark and gave them the ability to speak and whatnot. Interesting. See, that's why I love doing the side quests, man. You get nice little insights on stuff like that. Did you find any of the plants? I found all of them. Perfect! It's such a relief to have them back. A somewhat amateur creator invented the concept to bring more life into the clouds, which is all well and good, but they get blown away far too easily. It would be nice if they were a bit more wind resistant. We need to know they can settle in a place without fear of them flying off because some beasts breathe on them too hard. Well, I better put them back where they belong before a light breeze undoes all your hard work. Here, take this as thanks for your help. I can't speak anymore. I must say, I greatly enjoyed our time together. I believe nothing cultivates creativity quite like the sharing of ideas. So often I am forced to work alone, and though it pains me to admit this, it's not much fun to ponder in the silence of one's own company. In fact, I credit you for the name I devised. All that remains now is to go to Crystalline, ensure there's no record of any similarly named creation, and appoint Euros 310 with its official name. And should I hit another metaphorical roadblock, I shall remember to always ponder while perambulating. Thank you again for your help in this matter. It was most appreciated. Okay, so I think that's supposed to be the origin for why they're called Sabotenders in 14. So this dude probably went to go name it Cactuar, and people were like, "Oh, that's already taken, bud. You gotta name it something else." And then he was like, "Okay, fine, Sabotender, because it's like, I don't know, a pretender, saboteur, whatever." I don't know, but it sounds like they're trying to get at a gag that he was too late. So Cactuar was taken. There you are. I finished my packing, and as it so happens, I've hit upon a most commensurate gift. My favorite food, and freshly made too. Try it. I'm sure you'll love it. Farewell, familiar. Give my regards to his M. What's your favorite food? Spicy shakshuka. Hold on. I was glancing. Hold on. Oh, okay. This is the guy we give the books to. Alright, peace, man. There you are. Thank you for tidying up that bit of mess for me. Speaking of which, what was the mess exactly? A thrilling game of Chase the Creation, was it? That conjures up a sorry image indeed. Sounds like the researcher was able to glean some valuable information, so all's well that ends well, I suppose. All goes according to the reports made, and sufficient intellect can be cultivated, and the specimen should prove a valuable contribution to our world. Thank you again for your assistance. Yep, that's the origin for Matanga. Just casually. And the last quest should be behind this hill. Thank you for your help. My familiar says my associate has accepted my invitation. That is what happened, yes? He's only coming for the food, man. Good. That means he can carry out his duties on a basic level, at least. I designed it to convey ideas through information-laden ether rather than words, so I'm happy to see the communication was successful. It does seem, however, that this method is ineffective when the recipient of the message is asleep. I'll get to work on fixing that. But not now. Enjoying some time with my associate is a priority at the moment. Thank you again for your help. Hey, good luck, man. Alright. Back to MSQ. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the Metea. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Gwen said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at that same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Have I already, like, been to the isle? I've definitely flown around it. Right? Isn't it this one here? I'm trying to close the map. All right. There it is. Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Ah, what about that one? Have you the means to fly? 'Tis quite a distance away. Not at the moment, anyway. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. The homie. My friend. Oh, that's why Argos likes us in the future. Argos already knows who we are. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Hayes carry Hayes here over to that island? He's like, fuck no. Stubborn creature. There's no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. What? You've written him before? Ah, your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting. 'Tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. The fuck? Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the bargain. You seem doubtful. But useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember. A memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? Choose your battlefield? I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. What's up, ghosts? The entity is identical to the one you encountered in Mari Lemon's Harem, except this Argos is pointedly ignoring you. Alright, listen here, Scooby-Doo. I'm gonna beat up Vana, and I will be riding on your back. So don't get comfortable. Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. I wouldn't want you to. What is this song? Is this Charlian? What the fuck is this? This shit is fire. This shit is fire. Hold on. I almost don't want to drown it out.
Let neither side hold back.
Oh, absolutely not. Full combo. Holy shit.
My blade sings.
No! Oh, I don't have a... Shit. I don't have my buttons. I thought I had Raiju. Oh god, exo flares? Fine, I'll zoom out. I'll zoom out. Fine. You win.
My blade sings. Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
Oh, she's a dancer now. Whoa, she's a dancer now.
No quarter.
Did you invent these fighting styles? Interesting.
Have a taste.
Okay, not hard. Oh, okay. It's gotcha.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
What now? White mage? Yeah, white mage.
Prepare yourself.
Oops. A Flatus Azem? That's kind of cool. Oh, you bastard. Yeah, fuck that. Oh shit. Oh, I ran the wrong way. I have to run along the edge. There we go.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
DPS check. Yeah, I'm sorry, Hyderlin, you're not getting any of these. Nope. Oh shit. Fuck you. Oh, more? Oh! What the fuck? That's gonna kill me. Alright, I need to just focus the purple ones then. That's cool as fuck, but actually go fuck yourself. Actually go fuck yourself. I guess I'll just save all my jutsu for that. Yeah, I'll just focus the big ones. The worst part is gonna be doing this all again. This reminds me of the Raban fight.
Let neither side hold back.
Because you don't have to watch an entire cutscene every time you have to restart it.
My blade sings! My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter.
Nope, none at all. Pierce, what is this buff? Armed with the Muse's War Quads. Hoits? Mouse, go away. Let me just come into this full combo. And then...
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
And we just chill. I'm just gonna save all my buttons, I guess. Right? We're gonna phase now, right?
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
I shouldn't need to use any buttons here. Now I gotta use buttons. Those one-shot him. Maybe not. It must have been a max damage. No. Oh, screw you. Oh shit, I'm out of buttons. Why are these faster? Oh, go what?
Shed your burdens and show me your strength of will!
Can I... What is the expectation on, like, a healer for this fight? What the fuck? Like, what if you're like a... What if you're like a scholar and all of your damage is broil and bio? What's the expectation? Like, does the fight change based on your job? Alright, let me focus up.
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings!
Oh, it's a different pattern. Right here.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste.
Hello?
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
I guess I could just stay in the middle for that. I don't have to move. I'm losing damage.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, but if I stay in the middle, then I won't be able to dodge this. Okay. Right, I keep forgetting. I'm wasting a cooldown. What am I doing running in circles like this? I know how that mechanic works. It's just Shiva's ice.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
That didn't kill it. I had to move. I don't have time to buff either. Yeah, fuck you. Okay.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will.
Holy fuck.
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're gonna punch me. Okay. It's kind of interesting. She's a master of all weapons, just like us.
'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he is warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the Metia made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion, though we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. A flower upon your return. Venat has Argos and his double at heel. Let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below, and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. Oh look, an ether current. How convenient. I kind of want to finish this arc of the MSQ before I head out, considering I don't really have anywhere else to go. I really don't want to... I kind of want to look, but I don't. All I know is that yesterday I had 10 quests left, so I should be approaching the end. Argos motions to his back with his muzzle. We've been given the go-ahead to hop on. And look at it. I kind of want to zoom out. That angle is better. Now, what was the name of that tree? Noah something. No, damn. Noah Topheron. Quite a striking specimen, is it not? Brace yourself for the landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment.
Maybe he didn't need equipment.
The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
Oh, echo powers.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars.
That was pretty,
Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness.
What the fuck?
Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
You can't just throw around the word answers like that in FF14. They're saying it a lot.
Beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike. How?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
Ew.
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Why didn't she go anywhere? Why was that one the one that stayed behind? Maybe that was one of the ones that left, and one that stayed behind with us is another clone.
So, what is your opinion?
I want to believe that he wouldn't wish for the final days. But as far as all the clues that we've been given, I just can't help but it's tied to him and Meteon. You know? Something he does or something that happens to him is going to trigger it. There's just no other conclusion. I don't think he would wish for it, but it's going to be something that happens as a result of him. Hermes is a gentle soul. And yet...
I understand. He is a gentle soul, and well-intentioned. Yet it does not take ill intent to beget ill.
Mm-hmm.
We must consider the possibility that something may have gone awry. Perhaps it was oversight, or simply an accident.
I'm telling you, man stubbed his toe and decided to end the world.
In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution.
Okay, so this is how he learns of the final days and causes it. Okay.
Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. We could do worse than look in Tysus, the largest facility. It stands in, oh my god! It stands in Ethoseletikos Boreas, the Northern Isle. I wonder, Hayes, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies within Tysus itself. I touched upon the practice back before at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces, like Matoya's, like, basically anything relating to Matoya. Multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, within those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer and most of Elpis's observers conduct the bulk of their work. The simplest route is via the Neus, north of Poitin Oikos. God damn it! I like the side quest, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to get the lore, man. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. Okay, being that there's 10 billion side quests, this might be the last quest I do for the night. What time is it? It's 12:10. I hit my elliptical. This appears to be the teleporter Vernat told you about. Motes of light yet hang in the air, suggesting the device was but recently activated. Yes. It's very similar to the tech on Azazla. When you think about it. I mean, they are both floating islands. How else are they supposed to get around, right? Ah, good. The Neos technology was my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. As for the way to Tysus Hyperborea, we follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads. Is this the, Oh, we're here! Okay. Nice. God Damn, look at that thing. I thought I had like a bird tail or something. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Is it Hith and, Hades? Yep. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Meteon, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the Chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days. The 14, okay, yeah. But we're never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? You must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at perceiving truth, and would have known Fandaniel, and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that, I am certain. Seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. This time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Thank you for your understanding? What? Save your thanks. Oh, right, okay. Thank you for finally believing the final days. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But, as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Alright. Hunger in the Garden. I think I might call it here, man. I think I might call it here. Let me see something. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Next session, I'm going to clean up all of these side quests. Oh my god, that's a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna clean all those up. I'm sure at least one or two of those are gonna be a cinematic one. And then, once all that's cleaned up, then I guess I'll push MSQ. I don't know when I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully not too late. But we all know what's gonna happen. It probably will be late as fuck. But thanks for stopping by. Good session. I kind of want to play more, but I already know how I am with the side quests. I want to do them all right now, and if I do them all, I'll be here till 3 a.m. So, I'm gonna dip, maybe see if I can find something to eat, and I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. Peace.